I'm at this party, and it's like a really big party. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, you know, hobnobbing with all these amazing actors. And then Daniel Craig walks in. I'm like, oh my God, there's Daniel Craig. This is amazing. He's just so beautiful. And all of a sudden, he looks up and looks right at me. And I'm like, and then he goes, hey, you. You. And I'm like, so of course, I'm like, you. And then he goes, you. And I was like, you. And he's just like, you. And I go, oh, I can't hear you. Want me to turn it up? Now, it's important to mention that we're across the room from each other, so all this is being done across a crowded room. So I just go, you know, well, and I'm there, and I start to do some other things. And then all of a sudden, Daniel goes, oh, not you. Points behind me, and I turned around, and the great British director Stephen Daldry is there, and he's like, nah, like doing inappropriate things. And I realize I'm just an idiot, and I just want a whole
I was in Spain, and I was in a restaurant, and I needed to use the facilities in this restaurant. I needed to drop the kids off at the pool. So I did that. I went to flush, didn't work. Flushed again 6, 7 times I tried to get it down, James. Would not go. So I was like, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm not just going to do a hit and run and leave it here. I'll go out and tell someone that there's a problem with their facilities. So I went out into the restaurant. I found the waiter. Unfortunately, he didn't speak a word of English. I didn't speak any Spanish. So I ended up having to kind of gesture to this man. It's like, yes, could you just come here? No, leave them alone. Yes, just follow me. I ushered him into the toilet, right? I pointed at my poo. I went to flush. It went down straight away. How weird did I look? Like I just invited him into the toilet to say goodbye to my shit. Come on, let's give it a proper send-off. Flush. Rule Britannia.
I got home Saturday afternoon, probably around 1.
Right.
I was horny. There was no woman in my life at the time, so I decided I was going to take care of my little problem by watching some porn.
Right.
Right? So I decided to watch this movie, and I put it in the DVD, and I want to take my time with it.
Right.
So I'm watching this thing for about a half an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And everything, you know, ends, and I wrap up everything, and it's all finished. And so I press volume on the TV, and I can see the little nozzle go to 0 on the wall unit thing, but I can still hear it. And I'm like, what is going on? What the hell is happening? And then I remember that the night before, I'd gone out into my backyard with a glass of wine and listened to music. And then I realized that for the last hour, I've been blasting a porno out of my outdoor speaker. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, mind you.
Kids are riding bikes around.
Kids are riding, people are walking their dogs. It was terrible. I moved shortly after.
I think you had to.
I was just at the fucking doctor, right? This bitch wanted me to pee in a cup, okay? She took me out of the room that I was in. She goes, go in here and do it. She walked away. I opened the door, turned on the light. It was like a 3-foot closet. So I took off my pants, you feel me? Took off my underwear. I guess I forgot where I pee out of, so I peed on the floor. So I did it. I peed in the fucking cup. I also peed on the floor. And then I heard them talking outside of the door, and they were like, oh, maybe she went into this bathroom. No, I think she went into this bathroom. And I opened the door, and she was like, the bathroom's right there. And I was like, you said go in here. So I went in here, and I peed in a cup. Pee in the closet. She goes, do you think you spilled some on the floor? And I was like, yes, bitch, I peed on the floor. It is haunting me. Stop.
I have a day off, and I'm watching the game at home, like in my apartment in Atlanta. I'm like, you know, I'm filming the game, you know, while I'm watching it, and then I upload it to Instagram. And then, you know, my girlfriend calls me, and, you know, it's really intense part of the game, you know, it's a corner, so I'm like, I usually answer, but I let it slip to voicemail. And she calls again, and I'm like, yeah, it's almost halftime. I'll call her at halftime.
It's 2 more minutes.
And then she calls a third time, and there was something about that third call that just kind of like stung a little bit because she doesn't call me 3 times in a row. So I pick up and I'm like, hey babe, you know, I'm watching the game, and she's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I just trying to feel a little connected to the game. She was like, no, we can all tell you're really excited because you're showing the whole world that you watch soccer naked.
So what?
I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, the reflection. I'm like, the reflection? She was like, yeah, and it looks like you got the AC cranked up on max. I was like, no. But you know, it's fine. Only like 25,000 people saw it.
Tom and I, my husband, were on our honeymoon. We get changed to go to the gym, and Tom puts on these shorts that are like his oldest gym shorts, and they're tiny, and they're like really short, and there's nothing underneath. I was like, whoa! I was like, babe. And he was like, you cannot wear those shorts. They're like, you know, I can see everything. And he was like, oh, come on. Who are we going to run into? I mean, who's going to be here? And I was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, who are we going to see? And so we walk into the gym, and running on a treadmill is Ellen. Tom and I are like, oh my God. And Tom's face is like just gone white, and you're like, hi. And I was like, oh my gosh, Ellen, so lovely to meet you. And then you're like, have you met Obama? And we were like, what? And standing next to them is former President Barack Obama. In a gym that is tiny.
The gym was the size of this stage.
Like, even smaller. It was a very confined space. And we then had to do this whole, like...
Oh, my God.
We had to do this whole, like, class, like this stretching class. But Tom, meanwhile, is trying to, like, not reveal anything.
When she says short shorts, they were, I'm not exaggerating, they were to here and wide. Like, really wide. So...
On a bicycle.
When he was lunging, it was,
and it literally got to the end of the class, and we're doing like a last stretch, which was legs out. And Tom's now got a towel on his crotch, trying to be modest, and his face just says it all. He's like, I'm going to kill myself, the worst day of my life. And Ellen looks over and goes, boy, those were the wrong shorts to wear today.
I was on about 5 minutes after the show goes up. I'm waiting backstage, and I'm like, I've got to go again. I've really got to go again. And that was my cue. So I walked on stage really needing to go again. The muscles you need to release to sing are the very ones you need to tense to hold on. And I remember the girl playing Belle was looking at me because I was singing like that. And I have to demonstrate this. So, front of the stage here, and the very final note's a big F sharp and big, and I say, will you marry? And I say a little line, I'm thinking, if I sing this note, I'm peeing my pants. If I don't sing this note, I'm humiliated in front of 2,000 people. Me!
We were playing on the main stage. There was a big video screen right behind us. And after I did this jump, I turned around and looked up, and the camera was aiming so I could see a large stain forming, 50 feet high on that screen. I went to the bathroom in my pants, number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah. And a tear welled up in my eye, but then I sucked it back in and kept playing.
Didn't tell the audience?
I didn't have to. They could see it and probably smell it from the front row.
Presenting at the Young Hollywood Awards, and then out of nowhere I get a non-apparent reason boner.
Okay.
It's just there. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
So I'm standing on the red carpet, literally like this.
No, you guys think we're joking. We have a photo.
Oh, no.
This is you on the red carpet. That's you on the red carpet.
It's so good.
Oh my God.
Look, I'm so serious though. Oh my God. I walked off stage, I looked at my manager, I was like, You think anybody knew?
It's like, yeah, I think they did.
They definitely
yes, they
did.
definitely knew.
I'm just too embarrassed to say it. But I like. I know exactly what you're gonna say. I like shit myself. No, she didn't just shit herself. We were like in the pool, and I was like, she popped all the way up the stairs, and it was all over the carpet, and our stairs went like this and turned around and went back up. So she left a trail of shit all the way to her room. This is a real story. I'm not kidding.